I emailed my agent. I finally unsubscribed from the weekly pizza emails I've been receiving for the past 4 years. I'm feeling good about today. Feeling good about today. Why is that? Oh yeah, it's been 1 whole year since my breast reduction surgery. Today is July 10th, 2020, which means 366 days ago I had big, juicy porn star titties. I still have big, juicy porn star titties, but now they have scars on them. Honestly, I am shook to the core that of my 9 whole subscribers, not one single one of you asked me for this video. But out of the goodness of my heart and what is left of my chest, I'm making it for you. Now, this is not going to be a comprehensive video about my reasons for getting a breast reduction surgery, what happened, the whole experience, story time. No. This is going to be a pointed video. I don't think that my general reasons for getting a breast reduction and my overall experience differ very greatly from what is already out there. I think I would just be adding noise rather than useful information if I were to come on here and just like talk about why I got a breast reduction. However, in my 1 year since I got my surgery, I've been faced with 6 weeks of recovery time, which I took off work, and then I broke my wrist, so I got another 6 weeks of recovery time, and then a global pandemic hit. Basically, I have had ample time to sit and reflect and meditate and soak in all of my thoughts about my experience and how I feel about my breast reduction. And let me tell you, I think I've got a couple of golden nuggets of wisdom that I could impart on you. So, I am making this video for you. Yes, you. I see you have been scouring the internet all night because your back hurts, you're uncomfortable, you're insecure, you can't wear any cute clothes, and you are seriously considering a breast reduction. Well, welcome. You've come to the right place. Get comfortable, grab a snack, grab a drink, meet Paul. I'm here to give you what I believe to be very valuable information. So the first thing I want to talk about is what I regret most about this whole thing. Okay, let's get this out of the way first. I am happy with my results, okay? The surgery went off without a hitch. My scars are barely visible and I couldn't give less of a about them anyways. I feel more comfortable. Overall, the surgery was a success. I only wish I had asked my surgeon to go smaller. Yep. So my first piece of advice is to really evaluate what you want and don't let other people bias your decision. So I was about a 30G, give or take, before my surgery, and now I'm about a 30 to 32 E, double D, triple D. If you know, you know. Like I said, I still got big titties. I no longer cry while trying to exercise or feel suffocated when I am just encaged in these barbaric plankwood strapped underwire contraptions from the Victorian era, but I still got big titties. From a medical standpoint, the surgery was a success. I mean, it increased my comfort levels and it made me more willing to exercise and just more comfortable in my body overall. So that was the goal, and check, like, OHIP is happy. But I do still struggle. I still struggle to find bras that fit me properly. I struggle to find clothing in my size. I still get uncomfortable and I still get insecure. So essentially all of my problems are still there. They're just turned down a couple of notches. How did I let this happen, you ask? Great question. When I decided to get a breast reduction, I was really on the fence, honestly, and I was really on the fence about the decision for a long time. And so to combat this indecisiveness, I decided to do exactly the opposite of what I am going to recommend that you do. I talked to everyone about it. I really did try to keep it to my close friends and family, but what ended up happening was every time I would go out with like a new friend or an old friend that I hadn't seen in a while and things would go quiet and I would start like racking my brain of what to say next as I was trying to be a socially competent human being, I would just bring it up and like let them into my little world. A response I got a lot from people who I didn't know very well.
Oh my god.
What? But you're perfect.
Oh no, why?
Oh my god, but don't go too small.
It still rattles me. And I can sense, you know what I mean. I can just sense it. So before talking to everyone and their uncle about my breasts, I was so sure that I wanted small boobs, like a C cup, maybe even a B. Like I just wanted to wear strapless dresses and little dinkery-doo tank tops and just walk around New York City with my nips out like Lily Rose Depp post Timothée Chalamet. But what ended up happening was I got so confused and inundated with everybody else's body ideals just placed on me that I came to the conclusion I will get the surgery, but I will make sure that the surgeon leaves enough tissue so that I still have big boobs. Oh god, every time someone said to me like, oh, I would pay to have your breasts, it scared me, and it changed my mind slowly, and it got to me, and it made me think that if I suddenly had small boobs, I would lose this piece of myself, like it was part of my identity or something. In my mind, I was a woman with big boobs, and that's just how the universe wanted it. But then I was having bi-weekly breakdowns, and I was so uncomfortable in my own skin, and I never wanted to go out or wear anything because I felt like. So how did I reconcile the two thoughts? I decided that if I got the surgery but made sure that it was a modest reduction, I would be able to keep my unique and voluptuous figure while also being very comfortable and being able to wear whatever I want. 1 year out, and I can confidently say that your breasts do not define you as a person. The size of your breasts do not define you as a person. I do think I would be much happier and more comfortable if I had had more tissue removed. But that being said, I am trying to be happy with the decisions that I made and be at peace with my body because it is beautiful. The grass is always greener, and I recognize that if I did go down to like a B cup, I could be sitting here in front of you right now and saying,
I got a breast reduction and I wish he didn't go so small.
I mean, it's unlikely, but it's possible. So, my advice to you would be to choose 1 to 5 people maximum. A close friend, a parent or guardian, your long-term, not someone you met on Tinder last week, long-term partner or your sister or something like that. 1 to 5 people maximum that you trust, and only talk to those people about your surgery. You can confide in them, go through the logistics, talk through the various anxieties that come up when you're getting something like breast reduction surgery, and just keep it at that. And also remember that even your mom and your best friend have biases, and they are, even unknowingly and unconsciously, they are going to be placing their body ideals on you. And it can be really hard to filter out what other people want for you and what other people think is best for you and what you truly want. But try your best. Your best bet is to just go with your gut, listen to your heart and how you feel, because even the people that have seen you struggle don't know what it's like to live in your body. They don't. The next thing I want to talk about is choosing the right surgeon. Now, I have a smile on my face for this one because this is the one thing I think I did right. And I want to talk specifically about not making an emotion-based choice when you choose who you go with. I consulted with 2 plastic surgeons in Toronto. The first person I saw, I forget his name. I'm not even gonna look it up. His whole office was, beautiful. His receptionist was so kind and caring. He spent like 20 minutes with me talking about the procedure, talking about everything before even asking me to take my shirt off and like measuring me and telling me whether I would even qualify. Like any of that. He was so open and receptive, and it was lovely. I felt great leaving. Spoiler alert, he's not the surgeon I went with. Then I met Dr. Golger, who is the surgeon obviously I went with, and he was I don't want to say an asshole. Dr. Golger is a nice guy. I think he's just misunderstood. He was misunderstood by me at first, for sure. He was not about all the glitz and glam and making you feel welcome. You walked into his office and he was like, okay, show me your boobs. Yeah, okay, do you want surgery? Okay, here's your form. It was a little bit like just jarring for me at first, especially after having such a nice first experience. I left his office crying, like at least twice. Not because of my boobs, but because of something he said. And it was because I was still vulnerable and I was still on the fence about the decision. And I think I just wanted someone to validate me like the first doctor did. Someone to tell me like, yes, you have a problem. Yes, you should do this. And he didn't do that for me. He was, you know, very doctory about it. He started asking me about what medications I was on, and I just kind of started freaking out, and it wasn't good. And yeah. Anyways, let's backtrack a little bit. The first doctor examined me and told me that the surgery would most likely be covered by OHIP. The surgery itself would be covered, but he would require me to do liposuction, which is a common thing with breast reductions, but it's not 100% necessary. Not everyone gets it. It's usually for if you have like a lot of kind of this armpit fat, and he said that I would need it done and it would be about $4,000. My mom, bless her heart, she was very, very supportive of me throughout this whole thing because she also had a breast reduction when she was younger, so she knows what it's like. And she said, whatever doctor you go with, you know, I'm willing to pay the $4,000, like if you want to go with that doctor. But Dr. Golger, when I met with him, he was like, look at you, you don't need liposuction. That's crazy. So we were like, so will there be any charge for the surgery? And he was like, no. If it goes through OHIP, then it's the surgery. So essentially my choice was between a really nice guy, really understanding, really caring, and was going to talk me through this whole process, but he was going to charge me $4,000. And then there was Dr. Golger, who was like, get out of my office if you don't want this breast reduction. So the thing to consider, I really think, was that with the first doctor, I feel like I was being sold something. When you're going with a surgeon, what you really want to think about is the surgery. Yes, it's nice to be comforted and validated, but at the same time, I have to deal with my surgeon a total of 5 to 6 times in my life. I have to look at my breasts every single day. So I really thought about it. I looked at the before and after pictures online, and I realized that Dr. Golger was cut and dry because he was being a good doctor. When you're busy and trying to get someone in and out of the doctor's office, it can feel like you're just a number, you're just another patient, and that sucks when it's something as personal and intimate as, you know, your breasts. But the thing is, for the doctor, you are just another patient, you are just another number. He's done this surgery so many times that, I mean, it's like another Tuesday for him. It's a life-changing procedure for you. But if my doctor wasn't treating it like a life-altering decision, it's because it wasn't for him, obviously. So I kind of stepped back, took my emotions out of it, and realized that this surgeon who didn't need my business because he's got other business was going to be the best choice. And I am so happy I went with him. He was so good. He was so good. I remember the first nurse who took my first layer of bandages off a week after my surgery was like, oh my gosh, I just started working for Dr. Golger. His work is so good. She was like, oh my gosh, like looking at my boobs like, oh. And also, I mean, this is getting kind of into like more details about the actual surgery, but Dr. Golger told me I would just need the lollipop incisions, and the other doctor, the first doctor, said I would need the anchor. So I was also choosing between half of the scarring, basically. So it was an easy decision, but I still think that my argument holds weight. It's like, try to take your emotions out of it as much as you can. There are different personalities in the plastic surgery world, for sure. And I think personally it's less important to have a great, fantastic experience than it is to have great, fantastic titties. Hey guys, I'm just editing and I want to talk about something really quickly. So I mentioned a lot in this video that I kind of wish I went down to a smaller cup size, and I just want to flag that not everyone might be able to get exactly what they want. If you start out with a really, really large cup size, the chance of you being able to go down to something like a B cup safely might be really slim. So please, please, please talk to your surgeon and listen to your surgeon. Having unrealistic expectations can really make you disappointed in the end, potentially end up with some botched titties, and you guys know I don't want that for you. Also, on that note, be a little bit weary if anyone mentions that they are able to radically change the shape of your breasts. With a breast reduction, it's a size reduction and a lift just by nature of the surgery itself. My doctor mentioned to me that my breasts kind of point outwards, and if he tried to bring them into the center line more, they would look cross-eyed. So I just want to get that in, because as much as I want you to think about what you really want, I also want you guys to have realistic expectations and hopefully come to a middle ground with your surgeon. And that's all I have for you today, folks. I hope that if you are considering getting a breast reduction, that this video helped you in some way. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Blessed titties to all of you.